Hello students, welcome to Basic Education. We have a paper of Mathematics P2 May-June 2025. The total marks of this paper is 150 and the time limit is 3 hours. Okay, so first of all we have an equation, question number 1. We have uh, insurance broker signed contract with 15 people. The monthly premium in rands payable on each contract is given below. Okay, we have this is the contract with 15 people. We have in a series of 134 to 15, 325 up to 1200. Now, what we have to calculate, we have to calculate a 1.1, which is calculate the mean of the data. This is the key one data we have, and we have to calculate the mean of this data. Okay, so how we calculate? Um, so we are looking at the data set of monthly insurance premium, and we have 15 premium in rands, as you can see over here. Okay, so our first task is to calculate the mean of this data. All right, so how we calculate the mean? How we calculate the mean? Sorry. Okay. So we have to sum up all the values and divide the number of values, which is n. And n, what is n? We have to, how we calculate? We have to sum up all these values, okay? All these values. And divide the number of contracts. So we have enough, n is 15, so I'm dividing with these 15 by the sum and divided by 15. Okay, so how we can say, so we can write it be like that, summation. This is summation sign we use for the sum up. Okay, so I'm going to add up all these x values. 134 plus 215 plus 325 plus up to so on plus 1034 plus 1200. Okay. 34. So after doing the addition, we get 8, 5, 5, 4. Okay. Now we have to calculate the mean. How we calculate the mean? We have okay. So mean equals to summation x by n. So we have summation x is 8554, and the total numbers we have, the total terms is 15. So I'm dividing with 15, okay? So after doing the simplification, the mean is equals to 570 point approximately 266. Okay, so we can rounding the two decimal places for currency. The mean monthly premium is x equals to r 570.27. Okay, this is the required answer for 1.1. Now, the second question is about 1.2. Write down the standard deviation of the data. Okay, so how we calculate using the statistical calculator, which is a standard deviation. Okay, standard deviation, we will like this is we have to find out. So it is approximately we have equals to 291.2 0.03. Okay, so the standard deviation is sigma, which is equals to, we say that equals to 291.03. All right. So what is the next we have? I'm going to So what is the next we have? Calculate how many monthly premiums are within one standard deviation of the mean. Okay. So how? We need to find out how many monthly premiums with one standard deviation of the mean. This means we are looking for the values x such that we are looking for the values of x such that x prime bar equals to, sorry, minus sigma less or equals to x less or equals to x bar plus sigma, okay? So let's calculate the bound. So we have to calculate the lower bound firstly. So how we calculate the lower bound, which is we have x bar equals minus sigma equals to 570 minus 27 minus 291.03, and the answer is 279.24. Okay, this is the lower bound we have. Now we calculate the upper bound. What is the upper bound? So for upper bound, we have an x plus sigma equals to 570.27 plus 291.03. Okay, I'm just going to add up the values. We get 861.30. Now we are looking for the premiums in the uh range of, like we say that R 270.24 and R 861.30. So counting the values in the original set, which is the original sets given below, like 325, 326, 362, up to so on 728. So that is the 10 premiums. All right. This is, we have the 10 premiums. That is, we have like, we did counting the values like 325, 326, 362, up to so on 728. So this is the 10 premiums, okay? So this is the question about 1.3. Now, the question in 1.4, we have the insurance company decided to increase the monthly premium. All right. So, what is, we have in 2 points. Monthly premium that were less than or 500 increased by 18%, and monthly premium that were equal to more than R15 or 500 increased by K%. After these increases were applied to the above data, the new mean monthly premium was R686.44. Calculate the value of K. All right, we have to calculate the value of K, and we have the two conditions about premiums. Okay, so the firstly, the new mean is new mean is X bar we say new equals to R 686.44. Okay, so we use the increases rules. We have an increases rule, these two. So the first one, we have a premium which is, we say that less than or 500, like we say that it is a group 1. Okay, group 1, and we say that the summation x1 equals to 1791. Okay, this is increased by 18%. All right. So what is the next premium we have? Okay, which is greater or equals to R500. Like we say that group 2. All right. So we have summation x2 equals to 6763. All right. And this is increased by K%. All right. So we have to calculate the sum of this total sum of we have x new. This is we have to calculate. Okay, so I'm writing over here summation x new, which is equals to x prime x bar new multiply with 15, because we have now total 15 values. So what we get, we have a 686.44 multiplied by 15, and I get the answer is 1029 6.60. Okay, all right. So next step, we have to express the new sum in the term of k. So the new sum is the sum of the new premium from group 1. Okay, group 1, which is, we say that a summation x1 new, and group 2 summation x2 and new. Now new sum group 1, which is increased by 18%. Okay, I'm writing like new sum for group 1 that is increased by 18%. So I'm just writing over here x1 new, okay, which is equals to summation x1 multiply with 100 plus 18 and divided by 100. Okay, so we have an answer is 1791 multiply with 118 divided by 100. So answer is 2113.38. Okay, this is the sum of group 1 that is increased by 18%. Now we have to calculate this new sum of for group 2, which is increased by k%, okay? So I'm writing over here summation x2 new equals to summation x1 new. Sorry. We have summation x2 multiply with 100, okay, plus k divided by 100. So I'm just going to put the values in this and see what we have. We have a 6763 multiply by 100 plus k divided by 100. Okay, this is we got the new sum for group 2. Now we have to sum up the equations. These equations, what we get, we have a summation x new, which is equals to summation of group 1 like x1 new plus summation x2 new. Okay, now I'm just going to add up the values we have. We have an x new is 10, 29, 6.60, and we have an summation x1 new, which is about 2, 1, 1, 3.38, plus this value we have a 6763 multiply 100 plus k by 100. All right, so we have to solve for k and we just simplify all the terms. We got 10 to 96.60 minus 2113.38 equals to 6763 multiply by 100 plus k, well, because we have to calculate the value of k from here, okay? So the answer we have is 8183.22, and this 6763 over here is multiply, and when we got our from this to left hand side it becomes divide. We have a 6763 equals to 100 plus k by 100. All right? So what is the next step we have to do? We do the simplification. We got 1.20999 equals to 100 plus k divided by 100. And this 100 is over here is in division. When we take to this side, it multiply with this term and we get 120.99, okay, equals to 100 plus k. Now this 100, now k equals to 120.999 minus 100. So we get k equals to 20.999. Okay, so when rounding the various percentage value, we get k equals to 21%. Okay, when we rounding the values. Rounding the nearest percentage, the value is 21%, okay? So this is the required answer of the question number 1.4. Okay. Now we have a question number 2, which is the manager of the supermarket decided to do survey on the number of the items that customer ordered online and the time in minutes that a packer took to have the order ready for delivery. So the supermarket received 10 online orders on a certain day. The information for these 10 orders are shown in the below in this table. Okay. So I'm just going to change. Okay. So this is a table. So draw a scatter plot on the grid provided in the answer book. Okay. So this is we have a scattered. We have a number of items, which is 10, 3. All these are the number of items. Okay. And the time in minutes for 10, we have 5, 3, and we have 5, 25. We have 9 minutes. Okay. So this is we have an X and Y values. So as you can see that we have the time and number of orders. So just put the point for this one, all these points, and the graph will be shown like that. Okay. As you can see over here, the graph is like we have a 10 and 5. Okay. So you just have to put the point over here 10 and 5, 9 and 6. So the graph look like with that. Okay. So the next question is 2.2. Determine the equation of the latest square regression line. So the equation of the latest least square regression line is we have a y equals to we have a plus b x. Okay, so we use a calculator to find the constants a, the y-intercept, and b for the gradient. So step 1, we have to perform 2 steps. Enter the xy data into the calculator statistical memory, perform a linear regression calculation. So the calculated values for a is 3.0791, and for b we have 0.3512. Okay, so rounding by decimals, we got the values. A is 3.08 and b is equals to 0.35. So the equation of the least square regression line is we have y equals to 3.08 plus 0.35x. Okay. So this is we have the answer. All right. So the next question we have 2.3. Write down the correlation coefficient of the data. So how we can write the correlation data? So what we got? We have the correlation coefficient is R. Okay, this is we have correlation coefficient. Okay, and it is calculated by statistical analysis. So we can calculate it like R is equals to 0.74. Okay, this is the approximate value. So the next question we have is 2.4. The supermarket received an online order for 13 items. Predict how long in minutes it will take a packer to pack the order, have it ready for delivery. So we substitute the value of x, which is 13, into the regression equation from 2.2. Okay, so we have y equals to 3.08 plus 0.35x. So this is the regression equation from 2.2, and we put the value of x in this to get the value of y. So which is equals to 3.08 plus 0.35 into 13, and we got the answer is, after simplification, 7.63 minutes. Okay, so it will take approximately 7.63 minutes. So move to the next question. So the next question we have is 2.5. Explain why the y-intercept of the least square regression line in question 2.2 does not make sense in this context. Okay, so the y-intercept A is predicted value of y when x equals to 0. All right, y-intercept is predicted value of y when x equals to 0. Okay, so the y-intercept is A equals to 3.08. This value represents the predicted time in minutes. Okay, so it would be take to pack 0 items, x equals to 0. So it does not make sense to pack 0 items in 3.08 minutes. Okay, so logically packing 0 items should be take 0 minutes. So this is the required answer. Okay. Now we have an equation number 3. In the diagram below, del SRT. This is, we have an S. This is the point. We have R. This point S. This point is R, and point T we have. Okay. So it's one where R lies on the x-axis, as you can see over here, and S lies on the left of R, T lies on the y-axis. This is T, and the coordinate of S are M and 1. The equation of RT is this: 2x minus y plus 10 equals to 0. This is, we have. Okay. So let's move to question number 1. This is, we have the triangle. So through the question of question number 3, question number 1 of question number 3 is 3.1, which is calculate the coordinate of R. Okay, we have to calculate the coordinate of this R. All right. So how we calculate the coordinate of R? Since r lies on the x-axis, its y-coordinate is 0. So we can find its x-coordinate by substituting y equals to 0 into the equation of RT, okay? So what is the equation we have? We have solving 3.1, okay? So equation we have is 2x minus y plus 10 equals to 0, all right? So as you know that we have r on the x-axis, or y component is 0. So I just put the y equals to 0, 2x minus 0 plus 10 equals to 0, okay? So 2x equals to minus 10, which is becomes like x equals to minus 10 by 2, which is equals to minus 5. So x equals to minus 5. All right. So as you know that we say that r lies on the x-axis and its y component is 0 for r components. Okay, r coordinates. So what is r coordinate becomes? It becomes r equals to minus 5 and y component is equals to 0. So this is the r coordinate and the required answer, okay? Now move on to the question number 3.2. So what is the 3.2? What we have to calculate in 3.2? So calculate the length of RT. Leave your answer in third form, okay? So we have to calculate the length of RT. Where is R? So this is the length of RT. So we have to calculate this length, okay? As you can see over here. I'm just going to this length, okay? RT. So let's move to questions. How we solve that. So since t lies on the y-axis, okay, I'm just trying over here. So this is we have a t, okay. This is the x-axis, and this is we have a y-axis, okay, and t over here. So as you can see that t lies on the y-axis and its x-coordinate is 0. So what's first let's find the coordinate of t by setting x equals to 0, okay. Find coordinate of t x equals to, we have already x equals to 0. So I'm just substituting the value. We have an equation where the equation we have 2x minus y plus 10 equals to 0. So I'm putting x equals to 0. We get minus y plus 10 equals to 0. So from there, I get the value of y. We have now y equals to 10. All right, this is the value of y. So the coordinate of t, we get 0 and 10. Okay, this is the coordinate of t. So now use the distance formula to find the length of RT. The coordinates are r is minus 5 and 0 and t is 0 and 10. Okay, now we can easily find out its distance because we have coordinate of r, which is we have minus 5 and 0, and t we have, what we have t? 0 and 10. All right, now we can easily find out using the distance formula, which is RT equals to, I'm writing over here, we have an XT minus XR whole square, right? Plus, we have a YT minus YR taking whole square. So I'm just putting the values because we have an XR and YR. We have an XT and YT. All right. I'm just putting the values in this equation of distance equation. So where the value we have 0 minus into minus 5 taking whole square plus we have 10 minus 1 sorry 0 whole square. I'm taking the square root of both. So minus 5 becomes positive 5 square plus 10 square, taking the whole square root, and we get over here 25 plus 100. All right, so it becomes 125. I'm taking the square root of, this is what we find, RT. All right, so remember the answer must be on the left in the simple search form. So how we can write it like that? So as you know that when we have a multiply with like 25 multiply with 5, so we get the answer is 125. Okay, and this 25 is, we say that square of 5. All right, when you're taking the separately square by squaring, so we get 5 square root of 5. All right, so this is, we have the distance of RT coordinates. Okay, so this is the length of RT line. Okay, in, we can say in units. All right, so this is the required answer. The length of 5 of RT is 5 square root of 5. All right, so what we have the next is, we have question 3.3. If it is also given that 2RT square equals to 5SR square, calculate the value of M. All right. So we are given that this equation and we have the value of RT. Okay, as you can see, we have the value of RT. So what the value of RT you have? We have the value of RT is 125. All right. Square root of 125. Okay. So when we're taking the square root of this, taking square root of this, we get 125. Okay. So we have R2, 2RT square is equals to F5SR square. So I'm just putting the values in this equation, in this equation. So we have 2RT square equals to 5SR square. So the value of this is 2 into 125 equals to 5SR square. Okay, I'm just going to simplify the equation and I get be like 250 divided by 5 equals to SR square. So SR square equals to 50. All right. Now we use the distance formula for SR square. All right. So what's the coordinate of S? We have an S is M and 1, and R we have is -5 and 0. Okay, so we have an S R square equals to XR minus XS whole square plus YR minus YS whole square. Okay, so as you know that in the previous we calculate the RT, we only have in the previous is RT. Then if you did not put the square over here, so you write like that. Okay, I'm just removing it. So it becomes, okay? So we have to calculate SR square. So I put SR taking square on both sides. So we get XR minus XS square plus YR minus YS square, okay? So the square root is cancelled and taking square on there. So I'm just putting the values. We have an SR square is 50 and we have XR is minus 5 minus M whole square plus 0 minus 1 whole square. So I'm just going to simplify the equations. So 50 equals to minus 5 minus M whole square plus 1. So it becomes 49. When we're taking this 50 to this side, it becomes 50 minus 1 equals to this minus M minus 5 minus M whole square, okay? So I'm just taking the square root on both sides. I'm taking square root both sides. It becomes 7 and it becomes minus 5 minus M, okay? After taking square root on both sides, like if I can show you, like 49 and this term cancel by this, and we got 7 equals to minus M minus, sorry, we have a 5 M, all right? So I'm just getting the value of M from there. I'm taking this M to this side and this 7 to this side. So we have a minus 5 minus 7 and it becomes, all right, when we're taking the square roots, we have both plus minus value. So I'm writing it like that. M equals to minus 5 plus 7, all right? So M equals to minus 12 and M equals to plus 2. So we are told in the problem description that S lies on the left of R. Since R has x coordinate minus 5, so S must have an x coordinate less than minus 5. So therefore we must choose M equals to minus 12. So the value of M is minus 12, okay? So I choose this value, minus 12. So the coordinate of S is equals to minus 12 and 1, okay? So this is the required answer, what we have to find out, okay? Calculate the value of M. So I'm just calculate the value of M, all right? So I'll move to the next question. So in 3.4, it is further given that V lies on ST such that VR is perpendicular to ST. Determine the equation of VR in the form of y equals to mx plus c. All right. So over here we have been given that V lies on ST and such that we have points like given points. I'm writing the given points what we have. We have a V lies on ST and we are perpendicular to ST. And what we have to find out? We have to find out the equation of the line VR in the form of y equals to mx plus c. So we first need to gradient of ST. So we have the values. So we have S, which is we have minus 12 and 1, and we have T, which is 0 and 10. All right. So the gradient of ST is what? Or we have to find out the gradient of ST, which is I'm writing is as 3. All right? You can write it like that. Y t minus ys, sorry, divided by xt minus xs. So I'm just putting the values 10 minus 1 and 0 minus into minus 12. We got 9 by 12, and the gradient of st, which is mst, it is, we have 3 by 4. So since we say that VR is perpendicular to ST, so the gradient of VR is MVR, okay? MVR, okay? Which is the negative reciprocal, which is the negative reciprocal of MST. As we can say that, I'm writing it MST. So how is that? So I'm saying that VR is perpendicular to ST. So from this point, we can say that the gradient of VR is equals to the reciprocal, negative reciprocal of gradient of ST. All right. So what from this, what we get? MVR equals to minus 4 by 3. Okay. So now we use the points. R is the points are, which is we have minus 5, 0, and the gradient MVR, which is minus 4 by 3 in the equation. In the equation, what do we have? The equation is y minus y1 equals to m into x minus x1, okay? So I'm just putting the values MVR, which is equals to minus 4 by 3. So I'm just putting the values in this equation. We got y minus y1 is 0, m into x minus into minus 5. So we have y equals to m into x plus 5. Okay? Sorry, I took the mistake over here. I did not put the values of m, so I'm just putting the value of m over here. What is the value of m we have? Minus 4 by 3. Okay? So it becomes minus 4 by 3. So the equation we got minus 4 by 3x minus 20 by 3. So the equation we have to find out is for VR. Okay? For VR is this. In the form of, what the form we have got? We got the form like in this form. Okay? So we have to find out the equation of VR in this form. Okay? This is the required answer. So the next question is 3.5. Hence show that the coordinate of V are 8 and 4. Okay? So we have to show that the coordinate of V are 8 and 4. So V is the point of intersection of the, we have, so we have a point V, this is the point V. We have a point V, point of intersection of the line ST, and SR. Sorry, VR, okay? ST and VR. We have the equation for VR is, as you know, that for VR, we have an equation is y equals to minus 4 by 3, x minus 20 by 3, okay? So we need the equation for ST, all right? We need the equation for ST. So we use, and the gradient of ST is 3 by 4 and T is 0, 10, all right? We use the gradient. We have a gradient M as T, which is we have 3 by 4, and the coordinate of T we have is 0 and 10. All right. So the y-intercept is C is equals to 10. So the equation of ST is we have sorry, this is equation for ST equals to y equals to 3 by 4 x plus 10. So we equate the two y values to find the x coordinate of y. X coordinate of v. What we have to do, we equate the two y values, all right? The for ST and for VR. So I'm just going to so you can say that I'm just doing ST equals to VR, be like that, all right? So I'm just putting their values. We have 3 by 4 x plus 10 equals to, we have, what the equation of our VR is, we have a minus 4 by 3 x minus 20 by 3. Okay, that's the mean, is it? So what we have to just simplify the equation and get the value. I'm just going to clear the fractions, multiply the entire equation by LCD. What is the LCD? LCD is 12, okay? Because we have a 3 and 4. So I'm just going to multiply the whole equation with 12. So what we got? 12, we have multiply with 3 by 4x, okay, plus 12 multiply with 10, which is equals to 12 multiply with minus 4 by 3x and minus 12 multiply with 20 by 3. All right, so do the simplification, just what we get, 3 is a 9 plus 9x plus 12 and 10 becomes 120 equals to 3, 4 minus 16x minus 3, 4, 4, 0, 0 and 4, 2, 8. All right, this is the equation after simplification. So just get the value of x. We have 9x plus 16x equals to minus 80 minus 120. So what we get? We get 25x equals to minus 200. All right? So just going more simplification, we got the value of x, which is minus 200 by 25. All right? So we do this more simplification, it would get 8 equals to, oh sorry, x equals to minus 8. So this is the value of x. So now we have to find the value of x, and now we have to find the value of y. I'm just doing simply, just put the value of x in the equation for ST. What is the equation for ST? For ST, so the equation is y equals to plus 3 by 4x plus 10. So to get the value of y, I'm just putting the value of x in this equation and get answer, okay? So we have now y equals to 3 by 4 into minus 8 plus 10. So 4 to the 8, and I get the value is minus 6 plus 10, which is equals to 4. So y equals to 4. All right? So the coordinate of v, so the coordinate of v r is, what is the value of x? We got minus 8 and the value of y is 4. Okay? This is the match what we need to show, all right? This is the required answer. So move to the next question. The next question we have 3.6, okay? So what the next question? 3.6 is, if R prime is the reflection of R about the line x equals to 0, calculate the area of RVT R prime. So we have first we need coordinates of R prime, all right, which is the reflection of R about the line x equals to 0, okay? We have to find out the, just give me one moment, please. So what we have to do, we have an R prime, R prime. R is the reflection of R prime, okay? R prime is a reflection of R. So when we have the x equals to 0 and the, what is the coordinate of y? So R is, we have the R coordinate is, what is the R coordinate we have? We have R equals to minus 5 and 0, okay? This is R. When we're reflecting across the y-axis changes the sign of x coordinate. So we have R prime becomes 5 and 0. All right? So the figure RVTR is kite. All right? I'm just going to show you the figure over here in the figure. Okay? All right. Just show. See the figure over here? We have RVT. RVT. This is what we need, okay? RVT. So, del RVT, del RVT, and del R prime VT are the congruent since R and R prime are the equidistant from T and V. However, it is simpler to see R, V, T, R as a composite shape, two triangles, which is becomes del R, T, R prime and del V, R, R prime. or two triangles are del R TV and del R prime TV. So since we have to write we have an R which is -5 and 0, and R prime, we have R prime is 5 and 0. So we have the T is 0 and 10. Okay? So the base of del R prime T, sorry, R T R prime lies on X axis. All right? Del R T R prime lies on the base of del R T R prime lies on X axis. So using we have using the del R T R prime and del V R R prime triangles with the common base R prime. Okay, so base R prime lies on X, so length of R prime, length of R prime equals to 5 minus into -5, which is becomes 10. All right, so the height of del R T R prime is perpendicular to the distance from T to the x-axis, which is 10. So the height of del V R R prime is the perpendicular distance from V. So I'm writing over here the explanation. We can say that the height the height of del sorry del R P R prime, okay, which is perpendicular to T, okay, to the x-axis. So which is 10. All right. So what the next? The height of second thing, the height of V R prime. The height of V del V R R prime. Okay. So it is perpendicular to V, which is -8 and 4 to the x-axis, which is 4. Okay. So I'm just going to find out the area. I will find out the area is, we say that area equals to del, sorry, I'm writing it again, the line. We have to find out the area. Okay, I'm just writing over here. RT V RVT R prime equals to area of del R T R prime plus area of del, sorry, area of R V R prime. Okay, so 1 by 2. What is the area of the triangle? Which is 1 multiplied 2 base multiplied by height. So over here we take the height of t, which is 10. Okay, multiply with the base. What is the base we have? The base is 10, the height is 10. Plus, we have similarly 1 by 2 multiply with base we have a 10, and the height we have height of v, okay, height of v. So height of v is 4. So I'm just going to simplify this equation. All right, so this is cut by this and this is also cut by this. We have a 50 plus 20 and I get 70. Okay, so area of R V T R prime is 70 square units. Okay, this is the required answer we have to find out. Now, the next question we have is question number 4. In the diagram, M is the center of the circle having equation. This is the equation where the point is M. M is the center of the circle of this circle, okay? And E is the point. Where is E? E is the point. Coordinates are -1 and 3. And T are the point on the circle. This is the T point on the circle. EC is tangent to the circle at E and cuts the x-axis. Where the x-axis? This is the x-axis, okay? At D, this point. All right. So ED is equals to 15 by 4 units. MT is produced to meet the tangent C. Okay, this is the C, which is -7 and P. Okay, this is the diagram we have. So what the first question of question number 4, 4.1? Write down the size of CEM. Okay, CEM. This is the triangle. Okay, we have to calculate the size of CEM. All right. So, what is the tangent? What is the geometric relationship between the radius ME and the tangent EC? ME and tangent radius. We say that the radius ME and tangent EC. Okay, at the point of E. Okay, so S is the radius of the point of tangency is perpendicular to the tangent, and T exactly, therefore the angle LCEM, we say that angle C E and M must be S. So how we write it like that? We say that angle CEM is equals to 90 degree. So the radius is perpendicular to the tangent at the point, okay, at the point of contact. Okay, so this is the required answer. So the next question, 4.2, is determine the equation of tangent EC in the form of y equals to mx plus c. So we have to determine the tangent equation of EC to find the equation of the line EC. We need its gradient M. We need to find out M, okay? So we know that EC is perpendicular to ME, all right? So let's first find the gradient of the radius of ME, okay? Sorry, ME. Okay, this is we have to find out the first. So the coordinate we have, M coordinate is 3 and 0, okay, and the E coordinate is -1 and 3, all right? So how you find out the coordinate is ME equals to YM minus YE divided by XM minus XE equals to 0 minus 3 by 3 minus into -1. So which is equals to -3 by 4, okay? So the gradient of ME is -3 by 4. So the next we have to find out the gradient of MEC. Okay, this is we have to find out. Since MEC and ME is equals to -1. Okay. Since MEC multiply by ME equals to -1. So what we have? MEC multiply with 3 by 4 and it is equals to -1. So MEC equals to 4 by 3. All right. Now the gradient of MEC is 4 by 3 and the point E is -1 and 3. Find the y-intercept using the equation. Okay. So we have 3 equals to 4 by 3 into -1 plus C. All right. We have to find y-intercept. I'm just going to simplify the equation. What we get? 3 minus 4 by 3 plus C. So I'm just going to simplify the equation to get the value of C, which is we have C equals to 3 plus 4 by 3, and we got 9 plus 4 by 3 equals to 13 by 3. Okay. Now the value of C is 13 by 3. Now I'm just going to put an equation, which is we have y equals to 4 by 3x plus 13 by 3. All right. This is the equation we have. We have an equation is mx plus c. I'm just putting the values and the equations. We got this. And this is the required equation, what we have to find out, okay? Now calculate, we have a question number 4.3. Calculate the length of DM, okay? So the equation states that the tangent EC curves the x-axis, okay? Tangent EC, okay, curves the x-axis at D, all right? So the x-axis means y equals to 0 All right, x-axis mean y equals to 0. We can use the equation of AC to find the coordinate of D. So we have set the equation y equals to 0 in y equals to 4 by 3 x plus 13 by 3. So I put the equation. We have 0 equals to 4 by 3 x plus 13 by 3. Okay, now we have minus 4 by 3 x, okay, equals to 13 by 3. So from there we get the value of x, which is we have 13 by 3 multiply 3 by, sorry, we have 4. So we get the value of x, which is we have minus 13 by 4. Now, so the D coordinate we have a minus 13 by 4 and 0. Okay, this is the D coordinate. Now calculate the length of DM. Okay. So D is we have minus 13 by 4 and 0, and M is we have, I'm just writing D is, the Z coordinate is minus 13 by 4 into 0, and the M is 3 and 0, okay? Since both points lies on the x-axis, so we simply find the difference in their x coordinates. So D M equals to x M minus x D, okay? So we have 3 minus into minus 13 by 4, okay? So D M equals to 3 plus 13 by 4, right? And we got 25 by 4 units, okay, after simplification. So we get the 24 by 4. So this is the required answer we have to calculate. Now we have 4.4 show that P equals to minus 5. So we have the C point is minus 7 and P and lies on the tangent EC, okay? Lies on tangent EC, okay? So whose equation we have? Equation we have 4 by 3 x plus 13 by 3. So we can substitute the coordinates of C into this equation and substitute my x equals to minus 7 and y equals to p. So what we have, p equals to 4 by 3 into minus 7 plus 13 by 3, okay? You just have to simplify this equation and we got p equals to minus 28 by 3 plus 13 by 3. So p equals to minus 28 plus 13 by 3 equals to minus 15 by 3. Alright, so after deduct it becomes 3 ones are 3 and 3 fives are 15. So P equals to minus 5. And this is the required answer what we have to find out. And since P is minus 5, so the coordinate of C is minus 7 and minus 5. Okay, this is the required answer what we have to calculate. Now, the next question we have 4.5. Calculate the coordinates of S if SEMC is parallelogram and XS is less than 0. So if we have make the points, if SEMC is a parallelogram, okay? So the diagonals bisect each other. The diagonal bisect each other, okay? So the midpoint of SE must be the same as the midpoint of EM, okay? So midpoint of SC equals to midpoint of EM. These are equals. So let S be XY, okay? Let S be midpoint, which is we have X and Y. So the midpoint of EM is, what is the midpoint of EM? This EM. We have E equals to -1 and 3, and we have M equals to 3 and 0. All right. So EM equals to -1, 3 by 2, 3 plus 0 by 2, and we got 1 and 3 by 2, okay? Now, set the midpoint of SC equals to ME, all right? Now, set the midpoint of SC equals to MEM, all right? So, C is -7 and -5. So M as C equals to X plus -7 by 2 and Y plus -5 by 2. So what the point we have is 1 and 3 by 2. Okay? So for the X coordinate, for X coordinate, X minus 7 by 2 equals to 1, and we get X minus 7 equals to 2, and we get X equals to 9, okay? And for Y coordinate, so Y minus 7, sorry, Y minus 5 by 2 equals to 3 by 2, which is we have Y minus 5 equals to 3, and we got X equals to 8. All right. So X, Y, sorry. We have the value of Y. So for the x coordinate, we have the value of x equals to 9, and for the y coordinate, we have y equals to 8. All right. So look at the condition. What we have, the condition is x as less than 0. We need to consider the order of vertices. If S, E, M, C is the order, then S, E, and C, M equals, okay? Then S, E equals to C, M, all right? So X, E minus X, S, and Y, E minus YS, okay, equals to XM minus XC, YM minus YC. All right, so I'm just putting the values in this equation. Minus 1 minus X and 3 minus Y equals to 3 minus into minus 7, 0 minus into minus 5, okay? So I'm just simplifying the equation. We got minus 1 minus x, 3 minus y, okay? And 3 plus 7 is 10 and 5. All right? So for x, what we have? Minus 1 minus x equals to 10. So x equals to minus 11. Okay? So for y, we have 3 minus y equals to 5. So y equals to 5 minus 5 by plus 3, and we got the value is y equals to minus 2. So the coordinates of S are the coordinates of S are minus 11 and minus 2. So this satisfies x as less than 0. All right. So this is the required answer what we have to find out in this question. All right. Now we have a question 4.6, which is about if a radius of the circle centered at M, as you can see in the previous, is increased by 7 units, okay? So determine whether S lies inside or outside. The new circle support your answer with the necessary calculations, all right? So first of all, we have to calculate it by. Okay, so the original radius was r equals to 5. All right, so the new radius we have to find out is capital R. We can say this is increased by 7. So r equals to 5 plus 7. Right, it becomes 12 units. So the center M remains at, we have a point is 3 and 0 to check if S is to check if S is minus 11 and minus 2 is inside or outside, we must calculate the distance of MS, okay? We have to calculate the distance of MS equals to XS minus X M square plus YS minus ym squared. Alright, so we got minus 11 minus 3 plus minus 2 minus 0. Alright, so what we got? We have m as equals to minus 14 squared and minus 2 squared. Taking square root, we got 196 plus 4, and we got 200. All right, so 200 is approximately equals to 14.14 approximately. Okay, so the distance of ms is 14.14. Compare this distance to the new radius r, which is we have r is equals to 12. Since ms is 14 by 14.14 and the new distance r is 12, so we can say that m as greater than r. This means that we have 14.14 greater than 12. Okay, so what's the distance? We have the new circle. This is the new circle we have. All right, this is the new circle we got over here. So this is the last question of question number 4 is 4.7. If EET is drawn, calculate the size of ETM. Okay, so let angle of T max be angle at the radius of MT along the x-axis makes the x-axis. Since M is on the x-axis, so we say that MT lies along the x-axis. Let alpha equals to, we have let alpha equals to angle E M X. Okay, so alpha is the angle of inclination of ME. We know that capital ME is minus 3 by 4. So tan alpha equals to M capital ME equals to minus 3 by 4. Since ME is the negative and E is the second coordinate relative to M, so alpha is the obtuse angle. Alright? So the reference angle arc tan 3 by 4, which is approximately equals to 36.87 degree. Okay, so alpha equals to 180 degree minus 36.87, which is equals to 143.13 degree. All right, so the angle of MT with the positive x-axis is 180 towards the left passing through D. Thus, angle of EMT is the angle between two radii. Okay, so angle of EMT equals to 180 degree minus alpha equals to 180 minus 143.13 degree, which is about 36.87 degree, okay? So in triangle, ETM, the sum of interior angle is 180 degree, okay? So what is angle ETM plus angle MET plus angle EMT, all right? Equals to 180, okay? So since we have, since angle ETM equals to angle MET, let beta equals to angle ETM. So I'm just putting the values in this equation. We got 2 beta plus 36.87 degree, all right, equals to 180 degree, and we got beta equals to 143.13 degree by 2. So the answer is beta equals to 71.565 degree. So we say that angle ETM approximately equals to 71.57 degree. So this is the required answer we have to find out in this question. Now we have a question number 5. We have a 5.1. If cos theta is equals to minus 5 by 13, where 180 degree less than theta and theta less than 360 degree, determine without using calculator the value of sine square theta 10 into 360 minus theta and cos into theta minus 135. Okay, so we have to find out these three: 5.11, 5.12, and 5.13. Now let's have a look to the question number 5.11. Okay, now we have sine square theta. We have to determine the value of sine square theta, okay? And the cos value is given. So as you know about that, a formula like we have in a sine square, we have sine square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1. A well-known formula in trigonometry we have. So we have easily calculated the value of sine theta because we know about the value of cos square. So I'm just simplify the equation and then put the values to get the answer, okay? So we have sine square theta equals to 1 minus cos square theta, okay? Now, I just put the values in the equation. Sine square theta equals to 1 minus, what is the value of cos square theta? We have we have the value of cos theta, which is minus 5 by 13. square because we have a square on cos. Then we prove the square. We have sine square theta equals to 1 minus, when we're taking the square root of this equation, we get 25 by 169, okay? So after simplify the equation, we get over here, we have 169 minus 25, we get 144 by 169. All right. So I'm just checking sine square theta equals to 144 by 169. Oh, okay. I'm just taking the square root on both sides. What we have to find out? We have to find out only we have sine square theta, okay? So this is the answer of sine square theta. This is the required answer what we have to find out. Okay? Now what the next? We have to find 5.12 value of tan 360 degree, okay? So let's write the next question over here. We have a 5.1.2, which is about, we have 10 into 360 degree minus theta, okay? What we had, we have to find out. So using the reduction formula for quadratic 4, where the tangent is negative, what the formula is it? We have a tan 360 degree minus theta is equals to minus tan theta, okay? So I'm just going to substitute the values over here, okay? So what the value we have? We have the value is tan 360 degree minus theta equals to minus 12 by 5. And we get the answer is minus 12 by 5, okay? This is the answer of tan theta, okay? We have using the reduction formula, all right? So what the next value we have? 5.1.3, okay? What we have to find out? We have to find out cos into theta minus 135 degree, okay? Now, as I can see over here, as you can see over there, cos into theta minus 135 degree, okay? So how we find it? So using the compound angle formula, okay? Which is, what is the formula we have? We have cos A minus B, okay? So what is the answer? Cos A, cos B, plus. When you have minus, we have a plus over here. Sine A, sine B. Okay, whenever you have a plus over there, then you put the minus over here, okay? Like, if we have a plus, we put the minus over here, all right? So I'm just putting the values in this equation. What we get, we have cos theta minus 135 degree, all right? So I'm just putting the answer over here. We have a cos theta cos 135 degree plus, we have a sine theta sine 135 degree, okay? So I'm just going to simplify the equation. The value of 135 reference angle is, we have a second reference angle is 45. So I'm just writing over here, like, just give me a moment. Okay. So the value the values for 135 degree, okay? So I'm writing reference angle 45 degree, okay? We have a quadratic 2, and I'm writing cos 135, which is equals to minus cos 45 degree. What the value we got? Square root of minus square root of 2 by 2, and we have sine 135 degree equals to plus sine 45 degree. We get the positive value of square root of 2 by 2. Okay? So I'm just going to substitute these values in this, okay? So what we have? We have a cos theta minus 135 degree equals to cos theta. What is the value of cos theta? The given value, we have the value of cos theta in the equation. The starting, I'm just putting the value with, what is the value? We have a minus 5 by 13 into minus square root of 2 plus minus 12 by 13. As we find out the values above in the first, we have a square root of 2 by 2, okay? Just I'm going to simplify the equation. We have the 5 square root of 2 by 26 plus 12 square root of 2 by 26. So just going to simplify the equation, you get plus 12 square root of 2, and you get the value is 12 and 5, 17 square root of 2 by 26, okay? Oh, sorry. I think we have a minus over here and just put, sorry about that. Because we have a minus over here, so just I put the minus because we get the minus 12 square root of 2, and I do like when minus 12 minus 5 plus 5, we get minus 7, okay? So this is the required answer of cos theta minus 135 degree, okay? This is the required answer. So the next part of question number 5, 5.2, we have simplified the expression to the single trigonometric term. We have this trigonometric term, we have to simplify this term, okay? We have 2 cos into 180 degree minus x, sine into minus x by 1 minus 2 cos square by 90 degree minus x, okay? So I'm just going to simplify the equation. So what we have, I'm just simplify firstly that this one, the numerator simplification. You can do like simplification of numerator and denominator separately, or you can do it on equally, okay? So I'm going to solve these two separately and then put the answer, okay? So firstly, we have the numerator simplification. So what is the numerator? Numerator we have? We have a cos, 2 cos 180 degree minus x sine into minus x. Okay, I'm going to simplify this equation. So what we have to do, we have it is equals to 2 into minus cos x into minus sine x. Okay? we have a cos 2 cos 180 is 0. So that's why we have the value of cos x, okay? Cos minus x. So I'm just writing over here, after simplification, we got minus minus going to plus, and we have a cos x sine x, all right? So using the double angle identity, as you know, we have a formula which is equals to this term, which is sine 2x. As you know about that, we have a sine 2x equals to 2 cos x sine x, okay? So I'm right. Now I'm going to simplify its denominator. Okay, we have to simplify its denominator. It's your choice. You can do it together, and it's your choice. You can do it separately and then put the answer. Okay, at the end. So what we have in the denominator, we have denominator is 1 minus 2 cos square into 90 minus x. All right, this is we have the denominator. So I'm going to simplify using the cofunction identity. Okay, cofunction identity. What is the cofunction identity? Okay, let's discuss over here. We have a cos into 90 minus x, which is equals to sine x, all right? So I'm just going to over here simplify 1 minus 2 into sine x all square, which is equals to 1 minus 2 sine square x. So using the double angle identity for cos 2x, like using cos 2x equals to 1 minus 2 sine square x. So what I'm writing over here, I'm just writing over here like cos 2 sine square x. Cos 2x equals to 1 minus sine square x. Okay? So, which is equals to cos 2x, this thing. All right? So I'm just writing over here the value of 1 minus 2 cos square by 90 minus x, which is equals to, we have cos 2x, okay? As you can see that I'm writing over here, when cos 90 minus x, this thing equals to sine x. So I'm just putting 1 minus 2 into this cos 90 minus x, okay? This thing. All right, which is equals to sine x, and taking the whole square, and I'm writing over here 1 minus 2 sine square x, and by using double angle identity, so the cos 2x equals to 1 minus 2 sine square x. So I'm just putting 1 minus 2 sine square x equals to cos 2x. So the denominator, which is we have 1 minus 2 cos square into 90 minus x equals to cos 2x, all right? So this is, we have the denominator. So I'm just writing the denominator and its numerator. This is its numerator and this is its denominator. So I'm just putting the values like that at the end, okay? Now you can see over here how I put the values. Like we have a 2 cos 180 degree minus x into sine into minus x, which we have divided 1 minus 2 cos square into 90 degree minus x, okay? So which is what we have equal? Sine 2x by cos 2x, okay? When you simplify this term, which is equals to, what is the answer of sine? Tan theta equals to, when you have a tan theta, which is equals to sine theta by, cos theta, all right? So similarly, this thing is equals to tan 2x. All right. So after simplification, our required answer is 10 2x. All right. Now we have a question number 5.3. Calculate the value of the following expression without using calculator. So we have an 1092 degree, 1094 degree, 1096 degree, up to so on. 10 170 degree and 10 178 degree. Okay, we have like we can say that we have to calculate 1092 to 10 178 degree. Okay. All right. So I am going to write it a like expression like I'm writing over here equals to P. Suppose that we have writing this is P equals to 1092 degree, 1094 degree, 1096 degree, up to so on, 10 176 degree, 10 178 degree. Okay. So the product contains 178 minus 178 minus 92 by 2 plus 1 equals to 44. Means that we have a 44 terms. Okay. So we use the reduction formula. We use reduction formula for our like we have to use a reduction formula. Okay. What is the reduction formula? We have a 10 180 degree minus 2 degree, which is equals to, sorry, this is not a 2, we have an alpha. Okay. Which is equals to minus 10 alpha, okay, on all terms. So, as you know about that, this is, we say that 10, I'm writing over here, P equals to 1092 degree, 1094 degree, 1096 degree, up to so on 10 176 degree, and I'm going to put the answer with 10 178 degree, which is we have calculated it like that. The term this by we have calculating this, we have an equals to this thing. Sorry, I have a mistake over here. We have writing it be like we have another method, easiest method. I think so this is could be write it be like that. I'm just writing over here like 10 into 180 minus 88 degree. All right. So this is our alpha degree we have. And we have to like 10 into we have 180 minus 86 degree. All right. Which is equals to 10 180 minus 4 degree, right? And the last we have a 10 180 degree minus 2 degree, okay? So I'm writing over here P equals to minus 1088 degree minus 1086 degree up to zone minus 10, 4 degree, and minus 10, 2 degree. So we have these 44 terms in negative. All right. So what we have to write next? We have writing over it like that. P equals to 10. Because we have a positive 44, when we multiply all the minus negatives, it becomes positive. So we get 10, 88 degree, 10, 86 degree, up to so on, 10, 4 degree, and 10, 2 degree. Okay. So since there are even numbers of negative signs, 45, so the product is positive. Now group the terms in the pairs using the cofunction identity. What is the cofunction identity? Cofunction identity we have what is the cofunction identity? How you can say a 10, 90 degree minus alpha equals to cot alpha, or which is equals to, we can say that 10, 1 by 10 alpha, right? So I am writing the like this is, we have P equals to 10. We have 10 to degree dot 10, 88 degree, okay? So dot, we have 10, 4 degree dot 10, 86 degree, up to so on. We have 10, 44 degree dot 10. We have 46 degree, all right? So consider a journal pair. Consider a journal pair, which is we have a 10 alpha into 10, 90 degree minus alpha. Okay? So what's the answer of this thing? So I'm writing over here 10, 88 degree, which is equals to 10, 90 minus 2. Okay? Degree equals to cot 2 degree equals to 110, 2 degree. All right. So what the next we have 10, 86 degree equals to 10, 90 minus 4 degree equals to cot degree 4, which is equals to 1 by 10, 4 degree. All right. So, and so on up to the middle term, what we have? A 10, 46 degree, which is equals to 10, 90 minus 44 degree. Be careful about the degrees because it cuts the marks, okay? So, cot 44 degree, which is equals to 1 by 10, 44 degree, okay? So substituting these back in equation, so what we get, okay, back in this equation. In this equation, all right? This equation. So I'm substituting all these in this equation. So what we got, we have a P equals to 10, 2 degree dot 1 by 10, 2 degree dot 10, 4 degree dot 1 by 10, 4 degree, okay? Up to so on, we get 10, 44 degree dot 1 by tan 44 degree, okay? So these values are cut down by this and we get a 1 dot a 1 up to so on a 1. So after multiply all these ones, we get the P equals to 1. So answer we have, this is the required answer. Okay? So I'm just giving a little bit overview. We have to find out the values of this like serious types questions trigonometry without using calculator, and we have to find out the answer. Okay, this is we have the required answer. We answer is 1. Okay. Now we have in a question number 6. The first part of this question number 6 is 6.1, which is prove that 2 cos square into 45 degree plus x is equals to 1 minus sine 2x. Okay, so we have to prove the left hand side and right hand sides are equal. Okay, so for a proof question like this, we always start with the more complex side, the left side, and work towards the right side. And the left hand side has a square term and is a compound angle. So let's use the double angle identity for cosine and the compound angle identity. Okay, so firstly we have to start left hand side, which is we have 2 cos square into 45 degree plus x. Okay, so what is the formula of cos 2a, which is cos 2 cos square a minus 1. All right, so as you know about that, we have writing the formula. Writing formula we have in a cos. I'm writing formula over here. We have cos 2a equals to 2 cos square a minus 1. Okay, so we have this value and we can write it be like 2 cos square a equals to cos 2a, and this minus 1 when we take to this side it becomes positive. I'm just putting the values over here. We have equals to 1 plus cos into 2 into 45 degree plus x. Okay, so I'm writing it like plus cos 90 degree plus 2x. Okay, so using the reduction formula for 90 plus theta, so it is the quadratic 2, cosine is negative, so full function applies. We have it becomes 1 plus into minus sine 2x. Okay, so this is cos 90 plus 2x equals to minus sine 2x. Okay, so what the value we got? 1 minus sine 2x. So this is our left hand side. All right, now we have to prove the right hand side. Okay, as you can see that we have our right hand side. All right, this is we have a left right hand side, so we can say that hence left hand side equals to right hand side. Okay, this is we have to prove in this question. So move to the next question. The next question we have, consider the expression of sine into a minus b minus sine a plus b. So we have to prove 6.21, 6.22, and 6.23. So let's move to the question number 1, 6.21. Prove that sine a minus b equals minus into sine a plus b equals to minus cos a cos b. Okay, so this is the direct test of your compound angle identity. We must expand both terms, sine a minus b and sine a plus b, and then carefully subtract the second expansion from the first. Okay, so writing the left hand side, we have left hand side. What is the left hand side? We have sine a minus b minus sine into a plus b. Okay, so I'm just going to simplify the equation. We have a sine a cos b minus cos a sine b. Okay, minus into sine a cos b plus cos A sine B. Okay, so I'm just going to simplify the equation and then get what is we have. Okay, we have a sine A sine B minus cos A sine, sorry, we have over here cos. Okay, right, we have over here only cos. All right, so we have sine B minus, so this minus multiply with this whole term, we got sine A cos B minus cos A sine B. All right, so this term is going to cancel and we got minus 2 cos A sine B. Okay, so this is, we have a right hand side which we have to prove it. Okay, this is, we have right hand side. So move to the next question. What we have to next question is this question 6.22. Simplify the following expression through angle term sine 4x minus sine 10x. Okay, we have to simplify this equation. So let's move to the question. We have 6.22. Okay, what do we have? Sine 4x minus sine 10x. Okay, so we must use the identity we just proved, like 6.2.1. Compare the journal formula sine a minus b minus sine a plus b to sine 4x minus sine 10x. So we need to rewrite the given expression in the form of sine a minus sine into a minus b minus sine into a plus b. Let we say that let we have a minus b equals to 4x. Okay, and a plus b equals to 10x. All right, so we solve the system of the equation for a and b. So we have firstly a minus b plus a plus b equals to 4x plus 10x equals to 2a equals to 14x, and we got a equals to 7x, okay? Now we have to get the value of b. From the expression, we have a plus b, okay, minus into a minus b, which is equals to 10x minus 4x, okay? So what we got? We got 2b, because this minus cancelled by this, and this minus becomes positive when we multiply the inner side, okay? So we got 2p is equals to 10x minus 4x, it becomes 6x. Now we get b equals to 3x. Now we got the values of a and b. We just substitute the values in the equation, and what we get? We have an sine 4x minus sine 10x equals to sine into 7x minus 3x, okay, minus sine 7x plus 3x, okay? So I'm just going to simplify the equation. We got sine into 4x minus sine into 10x, all right? So what we have to do, we take like sine 4x minus sine 10x, okay? This is the same equation we got, okay? So as you know about that, when you have writing this, so what the answer of sine 4x minus sine 10x equals to minus 2 cos A. We have like minus 2 cos A sine B, okay? When you have a sine A minus sine B, okay? Like when you have sine A minus sine B. So I'm just going to put the values over here. Like we have sine 4x minus sine 10x, which is equals to minus 2 cos 4x sine 3x. All right. So, perfect. We have by the identity of A and B, we immediately simplify the expression to single term. Okay. This is the required answer for this question. Okay. Now move to the next question. What we have the next question over here? The 6.23. Hence, determine the solution of sine 4x minus sine 10x equals to sine 3x for x belongs to 0 to 30, okay? So we have to determine the solution. I'm just going to write over here. So we have question 6.2.3, okay? So the equation we have sine 4x minus sine 10x equals to sine 3x, okay? For x belongs to 0 degree to 30, okay? This is we got. So the keyword hints means we must use the results from 6.22, substitute the simplified expression into the equation, and then use the zero product principle to solve. So substitute the result from 6.22 into this equation. We got sine, what is the result? We have a 4x minus sine 10x, okay, equals to sine 3x. Now we have a minus cos 7x sine 3x equals to sine 3x. Move all the terms on one side. What we got? Minus 2 cos 7x sine 3x minus sine 3x equals to 0. Factor out the common factor, which is sine 3x. So what we got? Sine 3x into minus cos 7x minus 1 equals to 0. So we got over here the equation is minus sine 3x into 2 cos 7x plus 1 equals to 0. All right. So now we apply the zero product principle over here. So we make case 1, which is we have sine 3x equals to 0, and case 2, what we have? 2 cos 7x plus 1 equals to 0, which is becomes cos 7x equals to minus 1 by 2. Alright? Now we have to put k for case 1. We have a sine 3x equals to 0. The general solution for sine theta equals to 0 is theta equals to, we say that sine theta equals to 0 is, now theta we say that equals to 0 degree plus 180 degree k, or theta we can say that equals to 180 degree plus 180 degree k. Okay, sorry, not black. So what do we get? We have a 3x equals to 0 degree, 3x equals to 0 degree plus 180 degree k, or we put 3x equals to 180 degree okay, we have x equals to 0 degree plus 60 degree k, and we have x equals to 60 degree plus 60 degree k. Okay, now for k equals to 0, for k equals to 0, what we get? We got x equals to 0 for k greater or equals to 1. Okay, so x will be outside the given interval, which is, what is the given interval? We have x belongs to 0 and 30. Solution from case 1, x equals to 0. Okay, so if we say for k greater or equals to 1, so x, okay, for k equals greater or equals to 1, so x, we say that x will be outside, of the given interval. Given interval, we have that x belongs to 0 degree to 30. Okay, this is given interval we have. So for case 2, okay, case 2, what is the case 2 we have? Cos 7 x equals to minus 1 by 2. All right? So the reference angle alpha is crosses 1 by 2 is equals to 60 degrees, since cos 7x is negative. So 7x is in the second and third coordinate, okay? So for second coordinate, solution will be 7x equals to 180 degree minus alpha plus 360k degree, okay? So what is the solution for this? We have 7x equals to 180 degree minus 60 degree plus 360k, which is 120 plus 360k. Okay, so x equals to 120 by 7 plus 360 by 7. We'll put the degree over here. So for k equals to 0, k equals to 0. What do we have? We have x value, which is 120 by 7, which is approximately equals to 17.14 degree. And for k greater or equals to 1, x will be outside the interval. X will be outside of the interval, okay? So we use for the quadratic third for the third coordinate, which is coordinate 3. So 7x equals to 180 degree plus alpha plus 360 degree k. 7x equals to 180 degree plus 60 degree plus 360k. Okay? So what we got over here, the answer is x equals to 240 by 7. I'm just going to add up and then divide it. Okay? Plus 360 degree k by 7. So x equals to this term, and we say that x equals to 240 by 7, which is approximately equals to 30. We have 34.29. So this value is also outside the interval. So solution for k from the case 2, which is x equals to 17.4. So the final solution set is we take the solution in the interval is the solution in the interval. Which what the interval we have? 0 degree to 30 degree. Okay, we have x equals to 0 degree and x equals to 120 by 7, which is approximately equals to 17.414 degree. So this is we have the required answer for this question. Okay.
Okay, now we have a question number 7. In the diagram, the graph of f of x equals to 2x plus 1. Okay. And you can see that even f of x is equal to 2x plus 1 and g of x equals to 2x are drawn from the interval of x belongs to minus 180 to 180. Okay. So this is the graph we have from minus 180 to 1 positive 180 and near a function f and function g. All right. So the first question about 7.1, write down the range of f. So we call the journal cosine function y equal to a cos of x plus q. Okay. So the range depends on the amplitude, which is we say that it is equals to a equals to 2, and the vertical shift, which is q equals to 1. What's the minimum and maximum values of cos x? So the maximum value of cos x is 1. Okay, cos x maximum value is 1 and the minimum is cos x equals to minus 1. So we say that the range of f is y belongs to minus 1 to 3. Okay, so you can write the answer is like that, or like this. We have minus 1 less r equals to y less r equals to 3. Okay, so the next question is for 7.2. Write down the period of j. Okay, the period of g. So the function is the function g of x is equals to sine 2x has a coefficient of 2 for x. How does the horizontal compression affect the standard period of the sine function, which is 360? So the period is calculated as 360 by b, where b equals to 2. So period of g is equals to 360 by 2, which is 180 degrees. Okay. So usually the graph of g completes two full cycles between minus 180 and 180. Overall interval is 360, so 180 is the correct. Okay, as you can see over here, g completed two phases. Okay, g completed two phases. All right. So the next question is 7.3. Okay, which is for which value of x in the interval of x belongs to 180 degree to minus 180 degree to 180 is of f increasing. Okay, so look at the graph of f of x. The larger curve, we see back to the graph. Okay, so see over there in the graph, larger curve, a function is increasing where the curve goes uphill. Okay, this is uphill point where the curve goes uphill as you move from left to right. Where does the graph of f starts to increase? Where does the graph stops? Okay, decreasing. So the function f of x is decreasing at x equals to minus 180. At this function, f is decreasing and until it reaches to its maximum turning point. Then it increases until it reaches to its maximum turning point, which is x equals to 0 degree. After x equals to 0, it decreases again. What are the coordinates of the global minimum on this interval? So the minimum occur at x equals to minus 180 and x equals to 180 degree. The turning point are x equals to minus 180 degree or 0 degree or 180 degree. So the graph increases from the lowest point to the highest point. Okay, so graph f increases from the minimum at x equals to 1 minus 180 degree up to the maximum at x equals to 0. So we use the strict inequalities as the gradient is 0 at the turning point. So we say that f increasing, f is increasing for x belongs to minus 180 degree and 0 degree. All right, or you can write it like that, that minus 180 degree less than x less than 0 degree. Okay, this is the required answer. So the next question we have is 7.4. Use the graph to determine the value of x in the interval of x belongs to minus 180 degree to 180 degree for which. Okay, so we have two further parts of this question. One is 7.41, where we have to do g of x dot function f of prime of x less than 0. And the second question is 7.42, where we have cos x less or equals to minus 1 by 2. Okay, so let's move to the question number 1, which is 7.41. Okay, where we have g of x dot f prime of x less than 0. Okay, so g of x, this inequality requires the product of two terms to be negative. So this happens when the terms have opposite signs, like g of x dot f prime of x less than 0. So we can say that g of x greater than 0 and f prime of x less than 0. Okay, or you can write it like that, g of x less than 0 and f prime of x greater than 0. All right, so let's analyze g of x the smaller way, and f prime of x dot f prime of x less than 0 means f is decreasing, and f prime of x greater than 0 means f is increasing. So case 1, we take two cases. We have a case 1 where I say that g of x is greater than 0 and f is increasing. F is increasing. Okay, so what we say that g of x is greater than 0, so where the graph is above the x-axis. Okay, graph is above the x-axis. Okay, so this occurs in minus 180 degree to we say that minus 180 degree to minus 90 degree. Okay, union we say 0 degree to 90 degree. So f is decreasing for x belongs to f is decreasing for x belongs to 0 degree to 180 degree. Okay, so this intersection of these two intervals is given is like that x belongs to 0 degree to 90 degree. Okay, so for case two we say that g of x less than 0 and f is increasing. Okay, f is increasing. So g of x less than 0 where the graph is below the x-axis. So this occurs in minus 90 degree, minus 90 degree to 0 degree, in union 90 degree to 180 degree. Okay, so f is increasing for x belongs to 180 degree minus 180 degree to 0. So the intersection of these two intervals is what we have x belongs to minus 90 degree to 0 degree. Okay, so the final solution is a union of two cases. So we say that x belongs minus x belongs to minus 90 degree 0 degree union 0 degree and 90 degree union. Okay, so this is the required answer for this question of 7.4.1. Okay, so what is 7.2 4.2 is cos x less or equals to minus 1 by 2. Okay, now we have a question is 7.2 4.2 is cos x less or equals to minus 1 by 2. So we need to solve the inequalities for involving cos x. Let's relate to this to f of x. So f of x equals to 2 cos x plus 1 and we want cos x less or equals to minus 1 by 2. So substitute the cosine inequality into the f of x. And we're substituting the cosine inequality, substituting the cosine inequality. So we have cos 2, 2 cos x plus 1 less or equals to 2 into minus 1 by 2 plus 1. All right, so we have a cos x plus 1 less than minus 1 plus 1. Okay, so this is going to 0. We get 2 cos x plus 1 less or equals to 0. So this means we are looking for the interval where f of x less or equals to 0, where f is below on the axis. All right. So first find the we are looking first find the x-intercept of f of x, that f of x equals to 0, 0. So 2 cos x plus 1 equals to 0, which becomes cos x equals to minus 1 by 2. All right. So the reference angle is cos inverse of 1 by 2 is 60 degrees. So cosine is negative in the second and third coordinate. So question 2, solution x is 120 degree. Okay, 120 degree. Okay, so when we say that x is the interval of we say that the graph of f of x less or equals to 0 for x belongs to minus 120 to 120 degree. Okay, so however, we must consider the full interval, which is minus 180 to 180. The graph f shows f is below 0 only between minus 120 degree and 120 degree. Okay, so x belongs to this. This is the required answer. We have an equation number 7.5. Graph G is shifted 45 degree to the right. To obtain a new graph of h, determine the equation of h in its simplest form. Okay, so we have this graph and we say that each graph is shifted to 45. So we have to rate a horizontal shift of 45 degree to the right, means we replace x with x minus 45 degree. Okay, so the equation of g of x, which is we have sine 2x. Okay, so the equation for h of x, equation for h of x is we have h of x equals to sine 2 into x minus 45 degree. Okay, so simplify the argument of the sine function. We have h of x equals to sine 2x minus 90. Okay, now use the trigonometric identities to simplify further. Factor out the negative sign inside the sine function. We have h of x equals to sine minus into 90 minus 2x. Okay, so minus, since minus, sine into minus theta equals to minus sine theta. All right, so we just pull out this minus outside. We have h of x equals to minus sine 90 minus 2x. Okay, so as you know about that, use the co-function identity. Sine 90 minus theta is equals to cos sine 90 minus theta equals to cos theta. Okay, we use this formula over here. and get the equation of h of x. We got h of x equals to minus cos 2x. Alright? So the equation for of h in its simplest form, h of x is minus cos 2x. This is the required answer that we had to prove. Okay?
So next we have in a question number 8. In the diagram A, B, C lies, this is the diagram we have, and A, B, C are the points over here. A, B, C lie in the same horizontal plane with AB is equals to AC. AB equals to AC. And D is the directly above A such that 2AD is equals to BC. Also AD is equals to P and ABC is equals to X and BDA equals to Y. So A, B, C and this is X and A and D, B, A is the Y. So what we have to find out, we have three questions, three parts of question number 8. 8.1, determine A, B in terms of P and Y. Okay. So we need to find the side AB, okay, which right angle triangle, okay, AB, which is right angle triangle, should we use, and which trigonometric ratio relates AD, AD and AB and angle DBA. All right, so we use a triangle DAB. All right, where this triangle DAB, this triangle. So where we have angle DAB equals to 90. Okay, so we have at the angle we have at A, which is 90 degree. All right, so the side AD is opposite to angle DBA and AB is adjacent sides. So the tangent ratio is appropriate is we say that tan into angle DBA equals to opposite divided by adjacent. Alright, so we say that tan y equals to AD by AB. Okay, so substitute the given value of AD, which is P. Okay, so I'm just putting the values in this equation. We get tan y equals to P and so far AB. Okay, so what the value of AB we got? AB equals to P by tan y. All right. So since we say that AB is equals to AC, we say that AB equals to AC. So we also have AC equals to P by tan y. Okay. So this is the required answer for 8.1. So what is the 8.2? Show that cos x equals to tan y. All right. Now we have to solve the question number 2, 8.2. We have to show that cos equals to tan y, alright? Now, this part requires us to connect the two variables x and y. Variable y is linked to AB through the tangent ratio, and variable x is the angle of the horizontal of triangle ABC, okay? So we have three sides of triangle ABC, and we say that we have AB equals to P by tan y, and AC equals to P by tan y, and BC equals to 2P. Okay, so what we have to do? We have, since triangle ABC is isosceles triangle and AB is equals to AC, the base angles are equal, so angle ACB, angle ACB equals to angle ABC, which is equals to X. So we have so we can write this cosine rule applied to triangle. We apply cosine rule at triangle ABC for the side BC, okay? Now what we have? BC square equals to AB square plus AC square minus 2AB AC cos into angle BC. Okay. So what we have to do, we have just substitute the values in this equation. We got 2P square equals to P by tan y square plus P by tan y square minus 2 into AB. Put the value of AB, which is P by tan y and P by tan y. Okay, so we have a cos minus cos 2x. Okay, so I'm just going to simplify the equation, and we got the value, which is we have 4p square equals to 2p square by tan y square minus 2p square by tan y square. This minus cos 2x. Okay, so I'm just going to take the 4p square, and we take 2p square by tan y square common, and we get 1 plus cos 2x, right? So I'm going to divide it with 2p square on both sides. What we got? We have over here a 2 equals to 1 by tan y square 1 plus cos 2x. Okay, after dividing 2p square on both sides. All right. So what we have to do next? So I'm just going to simplify the equation, and we got, as you know about that, the formula is cos 2x equals to 2 cos square x minus 1. Okay, so just simplify the formula. We got 1 by 2, and over here we have a 1 plus cos 2x. Okay, so this formula I'm going to put over here. So what we get? We have a tan equals tan square y equals to 1 by 2 into 1 plus 2 cos square x minus 1. So this minus goes to cancel out, and we got the value is 2 tan y squared equals to cos square x, right? So taking square root both sides, after taking square root both sides, we got tan y equals to cos x. Okay, this is what we have to find out. All right. So what is the next in, as you can see that we have to define. So 8.3 is if x equals to 60 degree, calculate the size of y, okay? If x is 8.3 is if x is 60 degree, and we have to calculate the size of y, okay? So what is the exact value of cos 60 is 1 by 2. If we say that cos 60, which is 1 by 2. All right. So find the value of y by calculating the inverse of tangent. So we say that cos x equals to tan y. All right. So I'm just putting the values of cos 60 degree equals to tan y, and it is 1 by 2. We got tan y, and I just go to find out the value of y. So we say that tan inverse of 1 by 2, and when the answer of tan inverse is 26.55 degree. Okay, this is the required answer, and the size of the angle DBA. Okay, so this is the required answer of 8.3.
Now, the second question is if we have like this RDO is equals to FCO, show with the reason that OF dot CD is equals to CO dot V. Okay, so as you can see that FO by BD equals to CO by CD. All right, so FO, if we do the cross multiplication, FO multiply with CD and CO dot BD. All right, so what we have, like BD is equals to BD equals to, we say that BC. So sides opposite equal angles, okay? So FO dot CD, we can say that, FO dot CD equals to CO dot BC. Okay, that BD equals to BC, so we can also write B like that. All right. So the next part of this question is 10.23. It is further given that DC is 19 2 units, BD is 12 units, and RO by RD is 3 by 4. Prove with reason that BF equals to 75 by 16. So the 10.23, how we can prove that? All right, what they say? They say B, sorry, this part. All right, R C equals to 6 units, okay? And we know that B R equals to R B. So RO by RD equals to 3 by 4. So if we round about that, it becomes RO equals to 3 by 4 into 6. So RO we have is 4.5 units. Okay, so R perpendicular to BD. So line from the center to the midpoint of chord. So DO, the distance of DO, what we have 6 square plus 4 5 square. Okay, so what we got? We got 7 5 units. All right, so how we can say that BF by BC equals to DO by DC. That line parallel to one side of the triangle. All right, so this is the required answer. And what is the fourth question? Fourth question is that calculate the size of ABD. Size of, we have to calculate the size of A, B, D. Okay, this triangle. So how we calculate the size of, we have now 10.2.4. So we have 10 R D O equals R O by R D. Okay, so it is equals to 4 and 5 by 6, which is equals to 3 by 4. Okay, so R D O equals to 36.87. All right, that is given. So we have A, B, D, which is 73, 74 degrees. Also, we have a degree. So exact angle of the triangle viewed, angle V dot, okay? So this is, we have to find out. Okay, this is the required answer. So the next question is question number 9. 9.1, the diagram of dou DEF. DEF is drawn line GH intersect EF, okay? This DF and EF at G and H respectively, such that GH parallel to DE and GF by DG is equals to 2 by 5. So we have the first question 9.11. Write down the reason, the value of HF by EH. Okay. So the first question of this question is that we have to write down the reason of the value. HF. What is HF? You can see that over here. HF. The given we have GF. As you can see that they are parallel and the length are equal. So that's why and EH, and DG, these lines are also parallel. So that's why we can write it like that. GF equals to HF and DG equals to BH. So I can write it like HF by EH equals to GF by GD, which is equals to 2 by 5. All right. So the next question is that if EF is equals to 21 centimeter, okay, calculate the length of EH. Okay, we have EH by EF, which is equals to, we say that DG by DF, and which is equals to, we say that 5 by 7. All right. So we have to find out the value of EH, this value. All right. So what is the value of EH? What do you think about? We have EH. We can say that the value of EH is 5. All right. As you can see that from here, like HF by 21, we can say that it is 21. EF, like we have the value EF is 21 and the value of this thing is, like we can solve it like that. We have HF by 21 equals to 2 by 7. All right. And this is HF equals to 6 centimeter. All right. So EH equals to 21 minus 6, which becomes 15 centimeter. Okay. This is the value. What is the third point? Write down the triangle which is similar to FGH. FGH. The triangle, we have to write the triangle that is similar to this point, okay? So what is the triangle? As you can see that, we can say this for 9.1.3. If we, what the triangle we have? Triangle FGH is similar to triangle FDE. So let's see how is that possible. So FDE, FDE. This triangle is similar to this whole triangle, okay? This is the answer of 9.1.3. And what is the answer of calculate the value of GH by DE? Okay, we have to calculate the value of GH by DE. All right, this thing and this thing. We have to calculate the value. So as you know about that, GH by DE equals to FH by FE. So GH by DE equals to 2 by 7. Okay, as you saw at the above. So this is the answer, required answer of this question. So move to the next part of question number 9, which is 9.2. So as you can see that 9.2 is the diagram of POL. P Okay, is the diameter of the larger circle with the center O. TMR is the diameter of the smaller circle with center M. This is the TMR. Okay, this is the another. The two circles intersect at the point of L and R. So PLK is the tangent to the smaller circle at L, and TR is the tangent to the larger circle at R. So OM intersects the smaller circle at N, straight line LTLR. Where is L? We have the L point over here, LT, LR. This is LR. This is LN. This is LN, and PR are drawn. Okay. So what we have to do? The next question is, first question is that prove giving reason that 9.21 is LT equal parallel to PR. Okay. What is LT? This LT is says that parallel to PR. Where is the point P? This point. Okay. They say that this point, this line and this line are parallel, and we have to prove with reason. Okay. So as you can see that L2 is equals to 90 and R2 is equals to, I'm just going to remove it. So you can see that L is at 90 angle, and over here R is also at the 90 angle. We have L and R at the angle of 90. All right. So we can say that L1 is equals to R1 and R1 is equals to P. So we say that L2 equals to R2 and LT parallel to PR. All right. So 9.22 is that LORM is a cyclic quadrilateral if it is also given that LT parallel to OM. So this is also that L1 equals to, as we know that L1 equals to R1, L1 equals to O1 and R1 equals to O1. So LOR and M are co-cyclic, concyclic. So LMR is the cyclic quadrilateral, okay? So what is the third question of 9.23? Ln by 6 OLR, right? So OLR equals to M1, all right? And 2L3 equals to M1. So we can say that this is our equal, okay? Sorry, this is, we can write like that also. So these are the equals. So we can write it like that, OLR equals to 2L3. So L4 means that L4 equals to L3, and Ln bisects Ln bisects OLR. All right. So this is the required answer. We have Ln bisects OLR. So can we say that Ln, this Ln bisects OLR. All right. So this is the required answer we have looking for. So the next question we have is question number 10. In the diagram of triangle ABC, okay, this is just triangle ABC and triangle PKL are drawn such that A and A is equals to P, this A is equals to this P, and P is equals to K, and C is equals to L. So use the diagram in the answer book to prove the theorem which states that if two triangles are equiangular, then the corresponding sides are in proportion such that AB is equals to PK is equals to AB by PK equals to AC by PL. Okay. So we are asked to prove the theorem that states if two triangles, these two triangles, are equiangular, their corresponding sides are in proportions. We are given that these are given. Okay. So the standard method involves construction. We need to construct del P and KL congruent to del ABC inside del PKL. So that's one method. The most common proof is to construct similar triangle on del ABC. Okay, so we have the construction. Mark a point D on AB. Okay, we say a construction. Mark a point D on AB such that AD equals to PK. PK, okay? And this is one point. The second point is mark point A, mark a point E on AC. Such that AE equals to PL. Okay, and the third point is join DE. Now, what we have to do? Prove so we have to construct this triangle. This is ADE, okay? This is the part of D and E, all right? So we have in triangle, we say in triangle ADE and triangle PKL. So what do we have? This is the first point. The second point would have to prove that AD equals to PK. Okay? AD. This AD is equals to PK. Okay? This is the point. All right? The third point is that we have A as that given equals to this. That is the given. And the construction point, the fourth point, we have AE equals to PL. Okay? So the fifth point, we have triangle AD. So triangle AD, ADE equals to triangle PKL. So this is our fifth point, and sixth point is that we have angle ADE equals to K angle, okay? So the correlation of angle S is of, like we can say that, angle S of 3 times lines, okay, del S, all right? So the seventh point, we have but that's given point, okay? That's the given point that P equals to K. So angle AD, we say angle ADE equals to B, alright? So both equal to K. So we can say that both equal to K. So 9 point is that we have DE parallel to BC. Okay, corresponding angles are equal as we know about that. So the the 10 point we have is in triangle, we say that in triangle ABC is DE parallel to BC. Okay, so how we can say that 11 point is now the point 11 is that we have, I say, we have AB by AD equals to AC by AE. So this is a proportionality theorem. We can say that line parallels to the one side of the triangle, okay? Line parallel to one side of triangle, all right? So the point 12, we can say that uh, but AD equals to PK, all right? And AE equals to PL, all right? This is a construction. So this is 13 point we have is AB equals to PK. Sorry, AB by PK equals to AC by PL. All right. So this is the required answer of the question 1. All right. Now move to the next question. So as you can see over here, in 10.2, in the diagram, O, all right, is the center of the circle. Point D, as you can see over here, and B lie on the circle. Point D and this point B lies on the circle. Point A and C lie outside of the circle, such that AC of triangle ADC passes through B, as you can see. So F is the point on BC. This is the point F on point BC, such that FO parallel to BD. This BD, okay? As you can see that it's parallel to FO. And DR is equals to RB. DR equals to RB because this is the whole length. And if we cut down this length, the both sides are equal. And RO is drawn. Okay, so what we have to prove in this? The first question is prove 10.21. Prove with the reason that del triangle CFO parallels triangle CBD. All right. So we have to prove that. If I remove all this stuff, what they say? Triangle CFO. Where is the point CFO? This triangle, I just point out, is parallel to CBD. Where is CBD? CBD. Okay, this is BD and this is CD. So we have to prove that they are parallel, all right? So how we prove? So we have, for similarity, we need three corresponding angles to be equal, okay? So if we say that first thing is angle FCO is common on both sides, on both triangles, okay? FCO FCO is common in both because FCO is inner side of the other triangle CBD. So the second point is FO parallel to BD, that is given, okay? So third point is that angle CFO, angle CFO is equals to angle CBD. Corresponding angles FO parallel to BD. Similarly, we say that FOC, angle FOC is equals to angle BDC. The same thing is that, okay? So the fourth point, we can say that triangle CFO, okay, parallel to triangle CBD. Okay, so this is